Here we go!
Hey, Josh, wake up! Wake up! Josh,
What?
you were sleeping for 1,224 hours.
That's oddly specific.
That's how long it's been since the last time we recorded Versus.
Yeah, you're right.
It's kind of sad, but it's true.
It is true. I'm sad.
What have you been doing with your time, Josh? Where have
honestly,
you been, young man? Oh, you've been asleep.
Mostly masturbating.
Ew,
maybe a little-
Josh.
I play dominoes with the boys on the weekend.
Dominoes with the boys?
Dominoes with the boys on the weekend.
Just
man.
the boys?
Just the boys. Girls not allowed.
No girls allowed. Girls
And then we
can't play
circle jerk. Anyway,
Okay, what?
Welcome to the stream.
Is that really how you want to start an episode viewed by tens of thousands of people, Josh?
Yeah. Is that a
Okay,
problem?
whatever is your prerogative.
Excuse me? Do I look like I care, Tyler?
Sometimes.
I do care sometimes, but not today. Today I have a very, very, very keen lack of caring.
You have a zero fucks policy today.
Zero fucks policy. Oh, okay.
Good.
Maybe more like 0.3 fucks.
What's like, how many fucks does a normal person give?
One. They give
One?
a fuck. Yeah.
Okay.
Then there's
would
some
say I
people that
give-
give way too many fucks.
I give like negative 7,000 fucks.
I don't think you can give negative fucks. You give zero fucks. I don't think you can give negative fucks though. That's like anti-fucking.
Dude, that's what I'm doing. I'm anti-fucked by the world.
Anti-fucking?
Yeah, like, I give so little fucks that people give me fucks. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways.
People give you fucks.
I don't know entirely what we're talking about.
Anyway, welcome to the thing.
I think these piranha plants have been listening to too much mumble rap. They've drinking so much lean that they're just like spewing it out all over the place.
Tyler, what's your go-to mumble rapper?
Probably Migos. I've been really obsessed with Migos lately.
Migos.
Offset! I really like Offset. Quavo is really good too. Who's your favorite Migos member?
Jose Cuervo.
That'd actually be a kind of good rap name.
No! Jose Cuervo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
just
that works.
Cuervo. I wonder
Just
if that is a
Cuervo.
rap name.
It
Okay,
probably
if
is, to be
If it's
honest.
not, then I'm gonna switch my rap name of Cedarwald to
No!
Cuervo.
You fucking stupid bird!
Oh, I
Sorry.
thought you were getting mad at me for stealing your rap name idea. You're like,
How
no!
dare you steal
That's
my
my
rap
rap name! If you were to have a rap name, what would it be, Josh?
It would be Little Tucky.
Lil Tucky?
Yeah.
Are you like
Yeah.
tucking it in?
I'm tucking it in, dude. Tucking it in.
Nice.
No.
I don't
I'm
know
not
how
even
else to
entirely
react.
sure what that means, to be perfectly honest
Neither
with
do
you.
I just,
I'm actually not sure what
I just
that
went
means.
along with it because I'm very much of the. I use the improv feature of yes and.
Yes, and I don't. I like my improv to stop cold.
You're like Sugar Connery. You're like no.
No. Anyway, hi, how's it going, Tyler? How are you today? How are
Dude,
you feeling?
I'm feeling like a box of Tootsie Rolls.
What the fuck is a tutu roll?
Tootsie Rolls?
Tootsie. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Maybe if you spoke like a normal fucking person. Holy shit.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
You know, sometimes I like think about it. I'm like, how do people like sustain abusive relationships? Like, why do people take that? And then I'm like, wait, I've been doing that for 8 years. I have no room to talk.
With me? Yeah. God damn it.
I've been putting up with your bullshit for 8 years. I don't know, like,
You should be used to it by now.
I kind of am, honestly.
Which is actually mostly sad other than anything else. Oh, shit. Goddamn wall. Who put that wall there? Donald Trump?
Donald Trump. Has that actually started? Like, have they started building the wall yet? Is that gonna happen?
They're not gonna, there's not gonna be a wall. Nobody's building a wall.
If we were to have somebody build the wall, I think Wally should do it. I think he's the most qualified.
He's literally named after it, so I can see that.
Yeah. I mean, you're really good at joshing. Are you?
It's true. I'm pretty good at joshing.
Oh, I guess I could build the wall too. I mean, it's in my name. I mean, I have to build it out of wood.
No, you peen. Okay, that's fine. I got this. I got this. I can fix this. Tyler, I can fix this. I can fix this. I can fix this.
I can fix that.
I can fix it.
Thanks, Forrest.
Forrest Gump?
Yeah, Forrest Gump.
Hey!
Dude, when I was traveling a lot, because I just got finished traveling across the country for 6 weeks, I saw so many Bubba Gump shrimps. I'd never seen that that restaurant before. But for some reason, I saw like 5 when I was traveling.
I didn't realize they existed outside of Universal Studios.
Oh yeah, there was one in Mall of America, I remember.
What?
There's one in
actually kinda crazy.
Disneyland as well. And I'm pretty sure I just saw one in Chicago just regularly.
That's crazy, Taxi.
Bubba Gump shrimp.
Bubba Gump shrimp.
Did that all start from Forrest Gump? Is that where it all, or is Bubba Gump shrimp come before that movie? And it was a giant like product placement.
That is actually a really great question that I don't know the answer to. Because my immediate thought was, of course it came from Forrest Gump. But then I thought about it a little bit, and like, no, you totally right. It could be like a gigantic product placement.
I may be good. Everybody knows what it is.
It's true. It's true.
I don't tell a lie. No siree.
You lie. Don't lie.
When have I lied to you, Josh?
Right now, you're lying to me right now. I don't think.
I guess the one time I lied to you was during our drunk stream where I said I took nudes in your bathroom and I really didn't. I had my underwear on when I took the pictures, so that's not fully a nude.
It's mostly nude.
By definition, a nude, you have to be fully nude. You have to show the peen.
I mean, you can be wearing your underwear and still show the peen.
I guess you can show the bulge.
You can show the bulge, man.
I mean, sometimes the bulge is better than the peen and leaves you wondering. It leaves you thirsty, wondering what's underneath.
Yeah, you gotta you gotta conceal to attract. That's a tip for you young lads and lasses.
Sometimes I wonder, is it more inappropriate for a gay guy to use the men's locker room than the women's locker room?
I guess technically yes.
Because I mean, if you're in the men's best, I mean, if a gay guy's in the men's locker room, they're actually like seeing what they want to see. If they're in the women's locker room, they're just seeing a bunch of stuff.
Look, I think we should all just fuck a lot. I think that's what we should do.
We should all just share one locker room.
We should all just share one locker room. The world. The world is our locker room. Change wherever you want.
I mean, didn't they just legalize in all 50 states breastfeeding in public? That's so progressive.
The fact that wasn't legal in the first place makes me concerned, actually. That wasn't legal before? I feel like it was.
Not in all 50 states.
Really?
Josh, in the past, men were so horny and thirsty, they literally made laws against women to like make sure that they couldn't like be thirsted in public. That's why like Muslim women have to wear hijabs, is because the Muslim men don't want to be thirsting all the time in public. Because if they're seeing these hot women in public, then they have to fuck. I mean,
obviously, you're not allowed. You're not able to control yourself, right?
I guess not. I mean, I don't even want to know. I'm actually like, it's kind of scary to think about like how much like bad type of sexually assault related type things have happened in this world sometimes.
I know, right? It's kind of sad.
Like literally, when I was in high school, I knew over 5 or 6 girls who were sexually assaulted by men before the age of like 15.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I was like I always been that friend that people like come into confidence, talk about lots of stuff in confidence too.
Wow.
So I know like a lot of stuff that like all my friends and like people have gone through. It happens way too fucking much. It's really, really sad.
I had no idea. That's fucked up, first of all.
It's usually by like a mom's like boyfriend or like a sister's boyfriend. Is usually that kind of stuff.
Wow, that's especially fucked up. It's not even like,
our world is fucked up. That's like the one thing that sucks about growing up, is like you realize how fucked up the world really is, and just like every year, just like every day, it just gets worse and worse. Is you just realize how like really bad. Like one thing, for example, is just like one thing that really scares me is the pharmaceutical industry. Like I feel like that's one thing that I keep on learning just more and more evil stuff about.
Right. Yeah, I'm hearing lots of overdoses.
Yeah, it's really scary. That's like going to be the epidemic of our generation. Is people like drugs and stuff. I mean, rap music is like perpetuating it so fucking much lately. And people are so influenced by it too. It's kind of scary. Especially with like all the mumble rappers. Like we mentioned that earlier, but like so many mumble rappers and stuff like talk so much. Like Lil Pump just made a song called Drug Addicts, and he said, whole crew full of drug addicts, and he gets like 80 million views. And I mean, I'm not saying that necessarily rap music influences people to do stuff, but over time it kind of does. Lots of people are kind of weak-minded and start perpetuating the things they hear.
I think if something becomes a huge part of your society, it just kind of naturally happens that young kids especially fall into this trap of, you know, like
when you hear it every single day through music and culture, it just becomes normalized. Like I would almost, I think it's I have a conspiracy that like pharmaceutical industries are sort of the ones behind rappers like this. Like they're the ones who give these like mumble rappers the funds to start doing the stuff so they can start infiltrating the minds of children at young age to be used to hearing stuff about drugs and stuff to where they just become numb and think it's normal.
I would highly recommend a documentary on Netflix called Take Your Pills, which is basically interviewing a bunch of young kids, like middle school age kids who are all addicted, like hooked to pharmaceuticals. And it's actually really scary how they talk about it because it seems like such a normal part of their world.
Yeah, I've never taken any pills of anything in my life. And like I do go through a lot of like depression and anxiety and stuff, and I've talked about it a lot, but at the same time I'm really afraid to like even go see a doctor because I'm afraid of being prescribed something that I don't really need. And then because the thing is I've lived 24 years and I go through like depressive episodes and stuff, but I've also done a lot of stuff in my life and had a lot of success. So I'm afraid of taking like a pill and end up like being permanently
losing that.
Yeah.
Well, I understand the scares because when I was a kid, I had been diagnosed with depression and given medication to deal with it, and the medication really fucked me up when I was a kid. And so for years and years and years, I dealt with depression and anxiety, and was afraid to go back to the doctor and see if a different medication would work for me because it fucked me up so much the first time.
Yeah, I totally understand. It's crazy how much it can, like drugs and medication can affect you. Like it's no joke.
It really isn't. But I also think that it's not. I feel like we shouldn't necessarily stigmatize it either because medication does help some people. It's bad to get addicted to something you don't need, but it's also bad to not have what you do need when you need it. You know?
Yeah. It's really scary because you literally some pharmaceuticals the world is all about money. That's all most of the world really cares about. Like all of the richest people in the world, they're rich because lots of them don't give a shit about people or anything. As long as they can make money, they'll do anything to get it. And so that's why I'm afraid of the drug industry, because people will sell drugs and market them and even just to try to make a buck. Like you don't know if the thing you're taking is going to end up being legit.
And it's everywhere. You hear about it all over the place.
Yeah, I mean in the past there used to be cigarette commercials, and they had to outlaw those because it was influencing tons of people. I wonder if in the future if they're going to start outlawing the drug commercials, because a lot of them they have the small print at the very end and they're like, oh, this may cause diarrhea, vomiting, death, suicide, tons of just the list goes
this
on
may
and
cause
on.
all of these horrific problems. Yeah,
so it is really a weird thing. We live in a weird time when it comes to all that kind of stuff. Because most of these things are brand new to us. They haven't been around long enough for us to really know.
Yeah, the stuff that we deal with now is completely different to the stuff that people were dealing with 100 or 200 years ago. It's crazy to me, how different it is, though.
Yeah, that's why I'm not doubting that there is a pill that could help me with depression and anxiety. Because my depression and anxiety mostly comes from I'm pretty sure it's just chemical imbalances, because I don't really have too many reasons to be sad.
Well, and that's why I think that you shouldn't be afraid, because I finally went to the doctor and I got medication now that works for me, and it honest to God, made everything way better. My life is 10 times better than it was, just a year and a half ago when I didn't have it.
Yeah, your situation I think is a little bit more extreme than mine though.
Yeah, well, my depression and anxiety is very bad.
You have a little bit less control over your emotions than I do sometimes.
It's true.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not sure if my situation, because I do have some really bad days and stuff, but I'm not sure if those bad days are worth trying to like fix those bad days, because then the good days are really good. I'm not sure if
that's true. Well, I mean that's the thing is that like, I mean I have good days, even when I'm not on the medication. I've always had good days that were really good, and then I would have really bad days, you know.
Well, my question is, does every single day I have need to be a good day? Like sometimes
no,
the bad days make the good days more worth it in a way.
Right, and the thing is that you still have bad days, even when you're on medication or dealing with those things, right? You still have bad days. Like I still had a really bad day this past weekend, which is the worst it's been in a long time. And you still have those days, but it's more normal than like not having a reason to feel that way, right?
Yeah.
When you're just constantly like every weekend not having a reason for feeling like garbage, then there's a problem, you know?
Yeah. And then my other thing is like sometimes I think that maybe I'm not in a good mood because maybe I just ate bad, because eating junk food can make you really depressed.
That's true.
Or maybe I didn't work. Maybe I didn't exercise enough. Like sometimes I'll go a couple days without exercising, and that will really affect my mood and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel you.
There's a lot to it. It's really weird, but I mean, it's learning to get by. All I can do.
Learning to get by in this social media world that we live in.
Yeah, I honestly, even though it is like overwhelming a lot of the time, I still love like the day of age we live in. There's a lot of things that are scary, and lots of people are like, I kind of wish we lived in the good old days. Although I wouldn't want to live in the good old days. I love living in this new frontier of technology and stuff. Like it's interesting. Like even though it's not how it used to be, even though it might be so different, it's so cool to be able to be the first people to go through the emergence of like the internet and social media and all that stuff. It's like pioneers to it all.
I think the thing that I like most about the time that we live in is medical advancements, just because like surgeries and stuff like that people need to, you know, fix themselves didn't exist, you know, like not that long ago.
Yeah.
And some people a lot of people died, you know, before there were these, you know, certain medical advancements for certain things, and now we're starting to get
we'll eventually reach immortality, or at least really long lives?
I think so. I actually do. I really do actually believe that we will reach like absurdly long lives eventually.
Other question is, do you think we should? Should we try to elongate our lives that much, or do you think we should focus on the kind of 100, like the 80 or so years that we can typically get now?
Yeah,
I feel like lives shouldn't get that much longer. I feel like we should try to improve the quality of life instead of the quantity or like the length of it.
You know, I guess that actually, like, I could agree with that. Actually, I could agree with that.
I don't know if I want to live forever. Like, I feel like
I wouldn't want to live forever.
I feel like the fact that death is coming eventually, it kind of like almost puts a fire under your ass to make sure you live your life as it is now.
Yeah, I think we would all get very complacent if we knew that we were never going to die from natural causes.
Yeah. I know.
Plus, there would be a lot more people like killing each other, I think, because you can't die any other way. So.
Yeah, that's the other thing is I'm not sure if we should try to reach immortality, because then we become like we're already really overpopulated as a planet. That would make
there's like all kinds of like dictators and shit that cause all kinds of problems, and then like the problems like kind of sort of start going away once the fucking dictators die. You know what I mean?
See, that is the problem. Like sometimes the thing is like the people that would be getting immortality, it'd probably be really expensive, and it would just be the people that are already rich and in power, and that would just give the people that are rich and in power a longer life to get even more rich and more powerful. They don't ever have that option to have the torch passed along. It would just, like, you know how there's always how a majority of the people in like office in the United States are a bunch of like old men in like their 60s through 80s?
Yeah. Like,
do we really want those men to stay in power until they're 180 years old? Like another extra 100 years?
Yeah. No, not really. No.
Like, I feel like it's almost imperative that the older generation die off so that a new generation continue to help the population evolve.
We have this idea in our cultures as well of old, wise people, when in actuality, young people are really what's driving the future forward.
I mean, yeah, it's always been the case.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but we have this idea of old people being wise all the time, no matter what.
I actually don't really have that thought very much. I feel like
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not. I don't think it's a healthy thought, personally.
What was that one quote that Stephen George told us that he read and it was like from like 800 years ago, and it sounds like.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember how that went?
I don't remember it at all.
It was something along the lines of today's youth are like rambunctious, they're promiscuous, they're disrespectful, they don't take things seriously, they're doing things that our generation would never even imagine doing. Like, it seems unfathomable. It literally sounds like a description of our generation today. But then you found out that it's like from like, I think it was like what, 1,200 years ago, like over 1,000 years ago. And I think that even 1,000 years ago, the youth were still doing stuff that the older generation wasn't okay with.
Yeah, man. It's always been this way and always will be.
Yeah. Also, Wheel of Torture.
Wheel of Torture? Oh my gosh! Okay, give me just a second.
Also, I think we're renaming it to Wheel of Misfortune because that actually makes more sense than Wheel of Torture.
Right, it makes more sense and also is less violent sounding. Oh, shit me! Okay,
There's already enough violence in society. We're trying to lower it a bit.
The Wheel of Misfortune is 2-player, it looks like.
Oh, I hate that one.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Right,
my hands are too big for these controllers.
I can't even, like... I can't even... Oh, wait, no. No, hang on. Okay, my controller... Alright, I'm gonna have to do this, then. So it automatically selected my controller.
Oh, which one? Like your Pro controller?
Yeah, because it was just sitting here.
Have you got this connected? Do I need to wait a second for you?
Hang on.
All right,
I fixed.
Josh was having some problems with this controller. Are you good now?
Yeah, I'm good now. Good to hear. Yeah, I guess because I was using my whatever it's called, my Pro controller earlier, and it just auto connected as player 1, and I was confused about how to fix that.
That's so weird.
How do I
no, 2-player mode is more so just difficult because one, you can't really control your camera. I haven't figured out how to do that.
You can. You have to hold the top button, whatever that is, and then button. Yeah, and you stand still while you do it, like whatever Y.
Oh,
I guess.
I see. Okay, that's so confusing. And also, like, it's just hard for me because my hands are so big and these Joy-Cons are so tiny. Like, I hate using them sideways. I think Wii Remote was fine to use sideways because it was a bit larger, but...
Okay, here we go.
This is a bit tinier. It's a bit more confusing. Then, like, Cappy just floats above your head. He's like, ew, Mario.
No, come on.
Wash your
Why
hair
do you
in,
keep...
like, days. I can't touch your nasty, nappy hair.
I don't care about that one then. Even though it's supposedly easy, it's really hard to do with 2-player mode.
Things are so much more difficult. It's okay, Josh. It's okay.
I'm so mad.
Don't be
so
mad.
angry.
Get glad.
Don't be mad. Get sad.
Don't feel one negative emotion. Feel this negative emotion.
Oh, dick. Know what I'm saying, Tyler?
I prefer
Feel
Richard.
me?
I prefer Richard. Yeah.
Oh man, I need to get a big ol' Richard. Sorry, was that awkward sounding?
I was talking about Richard. I actually have a funny story. So
I don't know like where this is going.
I'm not sure if you want to know. So when I was in Minneapolis after SGDQ, I spent a week hanging out with the Mario 64 speedrunners like Cheezo5, Simply 64, and Puncation. We stayed at his house and stuff. And the last day I was there, me and Cheezo5, we went to this gay bar in Minneapolis to check out the gay scene down there. And something I didn't know is that in Minneapolis, they actually allow nudity inside their clubs.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing like anywhere in the United States except for maybe like Vegas. And so we walked into the club.
Like
I found this out because I walked in, and well, even strip clubs don't really allow 100% nudity. Like they normally require you to cover at least like the nipples and stuff.
Do they really? I'm pretty sure that's not true.
Maybe not. I don't know. I haven't really been to any strip clubs. I've been to like one, but the one I went to was in Missouri. They do require you to wear like pasties here.
Okay, yeah. Well, you live in the freaking Bible Belt or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, Cappy said, "Gasp, it's too big. I couldn't bear to hold it any longer." What? Speaking of
Rated
dicks.
E, folks. Rated E.
Wow. Okay, so anyways, we walked into the gay club, and the first thing we noticed is there was like a stage, and on the corner of the stage there was a shower that with a glass front that faced the whole entire club. And I was like, what? And one of the other friends that went with us that I knew from Minneapolis, he's like, yeah, they allow nudity inside the clubs. So like 30 minutes later, they had this like I guess stripper or something. They had him inside the shower. He was literally straight up 100% naked, taking a shower where the whole entire strip club can see you.
What?
And
This is a weird concept.
It was weird. And then people would go up, and there was like slits in the glass where people could like insert dollar bills, and they would put them inside, and then the stripper would like rub his dick up on the glass to like pull the dollar bill inside so he could grab onto it. He would literally accept the dollar bill with his dick. I was like, this is next level right here.
Wow. I mean, okay. I mean, good on you, I guess, Minnesota. Good shit.
I never seen anything like it. I was like, damn, Minnesota goes hard. They're getting wet up in here, land of 10,000 lakes.
My good lord. Yeah, I don't know if I would.
The good Lord did not like what he was seeing, I'm sure.
No, the good Lord did not approve.
He's probably like, oh, Armageddon coming to you next fall.
It's scheduled. I just like the idea of scheduled Armageddon. Like, God is like, nah, well, it's time.
Looking at his watch. Oh, is it time to start a new universe already?
Is it that time again? Good Lord. We're horrible people.
If that is a thing, I wonder if there is an Armageddon and there is going to be into the universe like the Bible predicts. It makes me wonder if like God has always been around and he's been omniscient. How many universes has there been that he's created and then ended and like restarted?
So if that ends up being the truth, that is a wonderful question. Probably infinite. Infinite universes forever.
I mean, there had to be a beginning at some point.
No, so
I know it's like unlike our mind to be able to wrap around the idea of infinite, but there has to be a first, right? Like,
no, it's just our perception of existence. We all have beginnings and we all have ends as human beings, and so we must believe that the universe had a beginning and an end. But it doesn't.
But at the same time, are you sure that's a thing? Because like I know that they say that as mortals we can't comprehend there being something outside of what we're used to. But at the same time, sometimes I wonder if that's just something that they say that so it's like a kind of a scapegoat to like back up the philosophies that don't make sense to our quote-unquote mortal minds. Like I wonder if that's actually how it is, or if they just say that because it's the easiest like alternative to there being something that we can't understand. It's like, oh, like you don't understand it, but that doesn't mean it doesn't. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
What? No.
You kind of get what I'm saying? Like you're saying we can't. You said You said as mortals we can't comprehend the idea of there being an infinite amount of universes. But like, what if they just say that because, like, what if that's not true? Like, what if that's just their like I'm saying, that's their answer to us not being able to comprehend the existence of God. Like, oh, you just can't comprehend it because you're mortal.
Okay, sure. Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
It makes sense in my brain.
But I don't know. I
think
think
it makes sense to other people's brains.
There are just so many things that we don't know and will never know that it's hard to like say, yes, this one thing is for real, for sure.
Oh, look, it's Peach. Let's go to the Peach beach. Let's go get away.
You feel me, bro?
Right? Say what they're gonna say. Have a drink. Clink past the Bud Light. Are you there? Josh?
You feel me, bro? Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh. Well, my internet just cut out, but fortunately it happened at the very end of the episode.
Well, that's pretty much the episode.
So I think we're just going to call this as an episode. I'm not sure what Josh is saying right now, but it's kind of perfect timing. So thank you all so much for watching this episode of Mario Odyssey Versus. Hope you have a good evening, and we'll see you in the next one.
Tyler fucks everything up again.